In this assignment, we will be going through how to create code so that we can get some results for our probability, for like random probability and things like that. So I'm first going to launch this app called Coding with Chrome. And okay, so now I'm going to go to the beginner. I'm going to use beginner mode, and I'm going to go to Blockly. I'm also going to start a new program from there. All right, so now that I'm in here, you guys can look around and you can try to pull things out. We've kind of gone through some of these in the past already, so you should have some familiarity with what's going on here. But I'm just going to show you an example of what this might look like. For example, I'm going to pull out a loop, and I'm going to do this repeat, and you can pick how many times you want to do it. It's going to repeat an action so many times. I'm going to repeat it 5 times. And basically what that means is I'm going to run this program 5 different times, and it's going to give me 5 different results. The goal of what I'm creating here is just basically flipping a coin. It's going to be a pretty basic example, and I hope you guys can try something else. And I'll give you some examples at the end, but for right now, I'm just going to try to flip a coin. The next thing that I'm going to do, and I have to kind of find these, I think I want the logic one. The logic one's going to show, it's the if and then do type situation, but I'm going to make it an if else, basically meaning if I return something, it's going to come up with, sorry, I'm trying to talk as I do this. Okay, so if else. If it returns something, it'll do something, and if it returns something else, it'll do something else. And I'll just show you what that means here in a second. So let me click out of there. I need to get into the math to find the random stuff. I believe it's in here. Yeah. I'm basically going to have it pick a random integer. So it can pick 1 or 2. I think I can do this here. No. Oh, shoot. Nope. I actually need one more thing. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So basically what it's going to say, if the random integer picked from 1 to, let's say 1 to 2, if the random integer picked from 1 to 2 equals, where are we at here? I need just a number. And we'll say if it equals 1, so it's going to pick a random number from 1 or 2. If it equals 1, I want it to be able to write heads. So if it equals 1, it's basically going to be heads. And then if it equals 2, it'll write tails. And as you can see over here on the left-hand side, we've got tails, heads, heads, tails, tails. Basically what that means is it flipped 2 heads and 3 tails. If you want to repeat it, you can refresh it. Now we've got 2 tails and 3 heads. And we can do this. It's going to make it a lot easier for us to do these problems in class where we can actually have these random events happening. And I just put spaces afterwards so that I can have spaces up here in between them. So this time we got 4 tails and 1 heads. So quickly, some other ideas that you guys could do. You could do a spinner. So you could do like 1 through 4, and you could add a couple more else's on here, or you just kind of have to play around with it a little bit. But you could end up doing like a deck of cards if you picked a random integer from 1 to 52, or a spinner if you picked 1 to 3, and you could have it write these things out and kind of go from there. I don't want to give you too much because I don't want to take some ideas away if you are having some creative ideas. But as for right now, that's where I'm going to stop. But what I will have you guys do is create something and then show me. I'd like you to go up to 50. And I want you to figure out how many of each happen and just see and kind of go through and see, is this one, for example, really 50%? It should be 50% if it's picking randomly between 1 and 2 heads and tails. So you would count through and see, is it really 25 heads and 25 tails? And we're going to kind of go from there. That should be it.